Quizlish. Quizzes for better English.
Can you get 10 out of 10 in this advanced vocabulary quiz? Ready? There are 10 questions. The correct answer will be shown 10 seconds after each question. Pause the video if you need more time. Question number 1. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word after? A. Following. Example. Police are looking for 2 men following a robbery in the neighborhood. B. In the wake of. Example. Police are looking for 2 men in the wake of robberies in the neighborhood. C. Succeeding. Example. Sometime after the night succeeding the robbery, the police started looking for 2 men. D. Prior to. Example. Police are looking for 2 men prior to a robbery in the neighborhood. Question number 2. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word before? A. Prior to. Example. She visited me on the day prior to her holiday. B. Preceding. Example. She visited me on the day preceding her holiday. C. Presume. Example. She visited me, and I presumed she was going on holiday. D. Preparatory to. Example. She visited me preparatory to traveling. Question number 3. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word believe? A. Presume. Example. They presumed the man was the manager. B. Query. Example. They queried if the man was the manager. C. Assume. Example. They assumed the man was the manager. D. Suspect. Example. They suspected that the man was the manager. Question number 4. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word ask? A. Query. Example. The men queried whether the house was for sale. B. Inquire. Example. The men would like to inquire about the house for sale. C. Clamor. Example. The men clamored for the cost of the house for sale. D. Request. Example. The men requested information about the house for sale. Question number 5. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word shout? A. Mutter. Example. The man muttered something about the presenter. B. Clamor. Example. The crowd clamored for attention. C. Howl. Example. The crowd howled at the presenter. D. Yell. Example. The man yelled at the presenter. Question number 6. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word whisper? A. Mutter. Example. The boy muttered something to his mom. B. Murmur. Example. The boy murmured an excuse to his mom. C. Mumble. Example. The boy mumbled something to his mom. D. Mule. Example. The boy muled as he saw his mom. Question number 7. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word cry? A. Guffaw. Example: the children ran off guffawing. B. Ball. Example: the children ran off bawling. C. Whale. Example: the children ran off wailing. D. Mule. Example: the children ran off muling. Question number 8. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word laugh? A. Guffaw. Example: the women guffawed at the man. B. Cackle. Example: the women cackled. C. Abscond. Example: the women absconded. D. Chortle. Example: the women chortled at the man's funny dancing. Question number 9. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word escape? A. Elucidate. Example: we heard he tried to elucidate the reason for the money. B. Abscond. Example: we heard he tried to abscond with the money. C. Flee. Example: we heard he tried to flee with the money. D. Decamp. Example: we heard he tried to decamp with the money. Question number 10. Which word doesn't have a similar meaning to the word explain? A. Elucidate. Example: his research elucidated the problem. B. Exacerbate. Example: his research exacerbated the problem. C. Explicate. Example: his research explicated the problem. D. Expound. Example: his research expounded the problem. Thanks for watching. So, how many questions out of 10 did you get right? Comment in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell.